Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're tackling something that I think a lot of you are interested in. How can we improve software engineering education?
Yeah, it's a big topic for sure.
And to help us unpack this, we're looking at this research paper, super long title, so bear with me. Enhancing Software Engineering Education Through an Authentic Web-Based Simulation of Companies.
Okay, I'm intrigued already.
Me too,
Yeah.
right. And it's all centered around this platform called Class2Code. And basically, it's trying to solve some of the major problems in how we currently teach, well, future software developers.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest problem they're trying to solve here?
Well, from what I've seen, the paper really dives into this gap that exists, between what students learn in their lectures and what they actually need out there in the real world, in the field.
That makes sense, right? I mean, even internships, and we always talk about how important those are, even those sometimes don't give you the full picture.
Yeah. So this paper is saying that Class2Code, it could be a game changer because it tries to actually simulate an entire software company experience.
Yeah, and the researchers really emphasize this point that traditional education, it kind of struggles to give students that practical experience and especially the soft skills. And those, we know are super important for, well, real world success.
I mean, you're so right. It's not enough to just know how to code, right? You have to be able to work on a team and, deal with clients and just, all those little things that come up in a project that they don't necessarily teach you in school.
For sure. And Class2Code is interesting because it tries to actually create this virtual space where all of that is replicated.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So they're trying to give them like a taste of what it's actually like. So walk me through this a little bit. How does it work? I mean, they talk about simulating a company structure, right? So are students actually working on, projects, like real projects with like deadlines and everything?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what's really cool. They have these long-term projects set up, and they're working with clients, of course, simulated clients. But it's all designed to really mimic, the flow, the rhythm of an actual job in software development.
Wow. Okay, that's impressive. So is all of this run by AI? Like, how does that even work? I mean, teaching someone how to code is one thing, but, actually replicating that whole, dynamic of a company with AI clients and projects. I mean, come on, that's pretty wild.
It's pretty cutting edge, yeah. They're using this combination of, natural language processing, machine learning, all these fancy algorithms. And what they do is they try to create these interactions with clients that feel very real. And, the coolest thing is that the AI actually adapts. So it adapts to how a particular student is progressing or even how the team, if they're working in teams, how that dynamic is playing out.
Wait, so hold on. The AI isn't just like spitting out, pre-programmed stuff. Like it's actually learning, like based on how the students are interacting with it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, right? It's constantly analyzing and adjusting to try to make that simulation as authentic and as relevant as possible.
That's insane. But are there any limitations to this? I mean, using AI this way?
Well, the paper does address some of the challenges. One of the biggest ones they talk about is, how do you create an AI that's sophisticated enough to really give nuanced feedback and guidance?
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like, how do you teach an AI to be, a great mentor?
Yeah.
Not just like, some robot that's checking your code.
Yeah, totally. And I imagine there are just, technical hurdles too, right? Like building robust progress tracking tools and assessment tools. I mean, how do you actually measure how well someone is doing in this kind of crazy dynamic environment?
That's a great point. The researchers are saying that maybe, just maybe, the traditional exams, they might not be the best fit here. They suggest using a mix of methods. So to talk about using the AI, of course, to analyze, what students are doing within the platform.
Okay, yeah.
But then they also say you need those qualitative assessments. So you're looking at portfolios, getting feedback from peers, things like that.
Okay, so it's not just about grades. It's about being able to show how you're solving problems, how you're thinking, just like in a real job. But I guess you still need, I mean, even with all this amazing AI, you still need humans, right? Like actual teachers involved in all of this.
Definitely, yeah. The paper really stresses that instructors are still key. They kind of envision instructors taking on more of a facilitator role or like a coach, kind of guiding students through the simulation and being there to handle, any tricky situations that the AI just can't deal with.
So it's almost like this, blend of like really cool futuristic technology, but also, that good old-fashioned human guidance.
Right. You got to have both, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I guess AI can handle, the technical stuff and, maybe help scale things up, but it's the human element that brings in, the real world context
Right.
and the understanding of the industry and, like you said, the mentorship.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes Class 2 code so interesting. It's really trying to bridge that gap between the technology and the human element.
Okay, so now I'm really curious. I mean, we've been talking a lot about what Class2Code is and how it works, but what does the research actually say about, how effective it is? Do we have any data on that?
Yeah. So the research is still ongoing. It's important to remember that. But they do have some initial feedback from students who have been using the platform. And so far, it's pretty positive. Students seem to be enjoying it.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, and they're reporting that they're seeing benefits in terms of developing both their technical skills and their soft skills, which is exactly what Class 2 code is aiming for.
Okay, that's encouraging. So it sounds like Class2Code is, it's on the right track. But, I'm sure there's a ton of other educational tools and programs out there. What do you think makes Class2Code stand out? Like, what makes it different from, all the other options?
That's a great question. And one of the key differences, I would say, is that it's web-based. So unlike some of those, fancy VR simulations, which require, expensive equipment, Class 2 code is accessible to basically anyone. All you need is a computer and an internet connection.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's much more scalable, right? It can reach a wider audience that way. So, okay, let's say I'm a student. I log on to Class2Code. What am I actually doing? Like, how is the learning experience different from other programs?
One of the big things they emphasize is this idea of holistic development. So students aren't just learning to code in a vacuum, right? They're actually getting exposed to that whole, life cycle of software development from the very beginning to the very end.
Okay, so they're not just writing lines of code. They're learning about project management, client communication, testing, debugging, the whole shebang.
Right, exactly. They're getting that big picture view, which is something that a lot of programs, they might focus on one specific aspect. But Class 2 code tries to bring it all together and show how it all connects in a real-world setting.
That's pretty cool. So it's like they're getting a mini masterclass in software development all in one platform.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, I'm sold. Where do I sign up? But, seriously, it all sounds very impressive. But building something this ambitious can't be all smooth sailing, right? What kind of challenges do you think they're facing?
Oh, for sure. It's a huge undertaking. And like we were talking about earlier, the AI element itself, it's a constant challenge. Creating an AI that can truly, mimic that complexity of human mentorship, that's really, really difficult.
Yeah, it's a tall order for sure.
And then there's just the day-to-day reality of needing human instructors. It puts a lot of strain on resources. You've got to have enough qualified instructors to support all of the students using the platform.
Right. So scalability is probably a big concern, especially if it becomes as popular as they're hoping.
Exactly. And then there's the whole issue of assessment. It's really tricky to accurately measure how well students are progressing in such a dynamic environment. The traditional methods, they just might not cut it here.
Yeah, I can see that. So how are they dealing with that?
Well, they're exploring all kinds of, innovative assessment methods. So things like, those portfolio reviews we talked about, peer feedback, and even, using the AI to analyze those subtle interactions that are happening within the simulated environment.
Oh, so like seeing how students are actually collaborating, how they're communicating, how they're problem solving in real time, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And I think that's what's so intriguing about this research. It's really pushing the boundaries of what's possible in terms of both instruction and assessment in software engineering education. It's moving away from just measuring what students know and towards measuring how they actually apply that knowledge in a real world-like setting.
It's a pretty radical shift in thinking, but I think it's a necessary one. The world of software development is changing so rapidly, and we need to make sure our education system is keeping pace.
Absolutely. And that's what I find so exciting about Class 2 code. It's not just a platform, it's a philosophy. It's a new way of thinking about how we prepare students for the future of work. It's about equipping them with the skills, the mindset, and the adaptability they need to not just survive, but to thrive in a world that's constantly changing.
It's like giving them a compass, not just a map, because the terrain is changing too fast to rely on a static route.
That's a great analogy. It's about equipping them to navigate the unknown, to embrace uncertainty, and to be the ones who shape the future, not just react to it.
And that's something I think we can all get behind.
It makes you think, though, right? Like, what would that ideal software engineering education look like, especially in this, crazy fast-paced world?
It's hard to say because, well, I mean, everyone learns differently, right? I mean, some people do great in a traditional classroom. Others, they need something more, hands-on.
That's true. And then you have all these different learning styles, different goals, different backgrounds. It's complex.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess, really effective system, it would have to kind of cater to all of that. It would have to be super flexible,
Yeah.
Offering different paths, right? Because there's no one right way to become a software engineer.
That's a great point. And that's what I think is so interesting about Class2Code. It's trying to do that to some extent with the AI.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, the ideal setup, I think, would have to blend those two worlds really well. You need the solid theory, the fundamentals, but you also need that, real world practice.
It's like finding that sweet spot,
Yeah.
where you're getting the best of both worlds. And let's not forget about, well, I mean, the actual learning environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Creating a space where students feel safe to, take risks, try things out, even, mess up a little bit and ask for help without feeling judged.
For sure. A supportive environment, one that really fosters collaboration, where students are learning from each other, not just from the instructors, and from, people actually working in the industry too.
Right. It's like building this little mini version of the tech industry within the classroom.
Oh.
But even with all of that, I mean, even if you had like the perfect environment, you still have to keep it relevant, right? I mean, things change so fast.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The curriculum, it has to be aligned with what companies are actually looking for, what skills are in demand right now.
Yeah.
But I think it also needs to go beyond just the technical stuff.
Right.
Things like communication, problem solving, the ability to adapt. That's what's going to make a graduate stand out.
Yeah, those are skills that will help you in any career, really, not just software engineering. So it's almost like we're talking about, well, I mean, a more holistic kind of education, one that sets you up not just for that first job, but, for a lifetime of learning.
That's a great way to put it. It's about fostering that mindset of continuous learning. Graduates, they shouldn't see themselves as finished products. They should see themselves as works in progress, always evolving, always adapting.
That's a great point. It's not about reaching the finish line. It's about being on this constant journey of learning and growing.
Exactly.
Which is pretty cool. It's kind of exciting, actually.
It is. It's a whole new way of thinking about education.
Yeah, and, I think platforms like Class2Code, they're showing us that it's possible to break away from that, that old model and create something that's really, well, I mean, it's really dynamic and engaging.
There are other innovative approaches too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there are so many cool things happening in this space. I was reading about this program that uses like gamification to teach programming.
Oh, wow. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, it's like you're playing a video game, but you're actually learning how to code at the same time. It's pretty amazing. And then you have those coding boot camps. They're super popular now. They offer like this intensive hands-on training, really focused on, specific technologies.
And we can't forget about those online platforms. They've made such a huge difference in terms of making education accessible to anyone, anywhere. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. It's like this whole landscape of software engineering education. It's changing so fast, becoming more dynamic, more personalized, and really responsive to what both students and the industry need.
It's an exciting time to be in this field, that's for sure.
It really is. So with all of these changes happening, I'm curious, what role do you think AI plays in all of this? I mean, we've talked about how Class2Code uses it, but what about the broader impact of AI on education in general? I mean, that's a huge topic, right?
Oh, it is. It is. But I think AI has the potential to revolutionize education. And I'm not exaggerating. I mean, just think about personalized learning. Traditionally, education has been this, one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Everyone gets the same, But with AI, we can actually tailor the learning experience to each individual student. Think about that.
Yeah, that's what Class2Code is trying to do, right?
Exactly. We're talking about creating these customized learning paths. And it's all based on the students' strengths, their weaknesses, their goals.
So like AI could analyze, how a student learns, what they're good at, what they struggle with, and then it could recommend specific content, adjust the pace of the lessons, even provide personalized feedback.
Exactly. It's like having this virtual tutor who's with you all the time, constantly monitoring your progress and making sure you're getting exactly what you need. I mean, that's incredible.
It is pretty wild. So it's not just about, making things more efficient. It's about making learning more effective, right? More tailored to each individual.
Yeah. And AI can also play a huge role in assessment. Imagine AI-powered tools that can look at a student's work, but not just the final product, but the whole process. How they got there, how they tackled challenges, how they thought about the problem.
So it's not just about, like, did you get the right answer? It's about, how did you think your way through it?
Right. And that can give us so much more information about a student's understanding, their abilities, their potential. It's really powerful. And those are just, a couple of examples. AI can impact everything. We're talking curriculum development, teacher training, student support services. It's a whole new world.
It's like AI is becoming this integral part of the whole educational ecosystem.
It is. It's working alongside teachers and students,
Yeah.
helping to create this learning experience that's more effective and more engaging for everyone.
But I guess even with all this excitement, it's important to remember that AI is still a tool, right? It's not a replacement for teachers.
Right. And that's something we have to be really mindful of. The role of the teacher, it's more important than ever in this AI-powered world. Because teachers bring something that AI can't. They bring the human elements.
The empathy, the inspiration, that kind of thing.
Exactly. That ability to connect with students on a human level, to motivate them, to inspire them, it's irreplaceable.
So it's not about, AI versus teachers. It's about finding that right balance, right? That synergy where technology and human interaction work together to create the best possible learning experience.
You got it. And that's something we have to keep in mind as we continue to, explore these possibilities, because it's a powerful tool, AI, but we have to use it wisely.
It's about using it for good, right?
Great.
To benefit everyone, not just, a select few.
Exactly. And it's a conversation that needs to involve everyone, not just educators and technologists, but policymakers, parents, students. We all have a stake in this.
So it's a big responsibility, but it's also a huge opportunity, right?
It is. It's about shaping the future of education. And not just education, but the future of our society. Because education, it's the foundation of everything.
It is. It's how we prepare the next generation to be the best they can be.
And to create a better world for everyone. And it's not just about, making sure the data is diverse. It's also about making sure that the algorithms themselves, the ones making the decisions, they're designed to be fair, equitable for everyone.
So we don't want to accidentally create an AI that's like, giving preferential treatment to certain types of students or, reinforcing biases that already exist out there.
Exactly. It's about using AI to actually level the playing field, to create more opportunities for everyone, not to make things worse.
Right. It's like AI should be used to help us solve problems, not create new ones.
Exactly. And, another thing that worries me is that, we could become too reliant on AI. To make all these decisions about what students learn, how they're assessed.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, we don't want to create a system that's so rigid and standardized that it stifles creativity and, that human element that's so important.
It's about finding that balance,
Right.
Between the power of technology and the irreplaceable value of human interaction. And the role of the teacher, it's more important than ever in this AI-powered world, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because teachers bring something to the table that AI just can't.
It's true. It's that human connection, the empathy, the ability to inspire, to motivate, to really nurture those, those soft skills, the critical thinking, the creativity.
Yeah, those things that are, they're essential for success in, pretty much any field, but especially in something like software engineering where things are changing so fast.
You have to be adaptable. You have to be a problem solver. You have to be able to think outside the box. And those are things that, you need a good teacher to help you develop those skills.
So it's not about like AI versus teachers. It's about AI working with teachers.
Exactly. It's about using AI to support and enhance the work that teachers do, not to replace them. Because, teachers, they're the ones who create that learning environment. They're the ones who build those relationships with students. And they're the ones who ultimately guide and mentor them on their, their learning journey.
And, another thing we have to be really careful about with all of this is privacy. As these AI systems, they're collecting more and more data about students, we have to make sure that information is protected.
Oh, absolutely. Data privacy is huge.
Students should know, what's being collected, how it's being used, who has access to it. We need some really clear guidelines and regulations.
I agree. Transparency and accountability are key. We have to build trust. Students need to feel safe and comfortable in these, AI-powered environments.
It's about being open and honest about how the technology is being used and giving students a voice, too, right? I mean, they should have a say in how this stuff is implemented in their education.
For sure. It's their education, after all. They should be involved in shaping it.
Okay, so big picture, AI has this huge potential to change education in really positive ways, but we have to be thoughtful, right? Ethical about how we implement it. We have to keep those benefits and those risks in mind.
Right. It's about using AI as this tool, a powerful tool, but a tool nonetheless to enhance human capabilities and to make education more equitable, more inclusive, more engaging, more effective for everyone.
And, bringing it back to Class 2 code, I'm curious how they're addressing these ethical concerns, especially with using AI for things like feedback and personalized learning.
Yeah, they've actually been very thoughtful about it. I mean, from the beginning, the developers, they've been aware of these potential pitfalls of using AI in education. So they've taken a lot of steps to make sure the AI in their platform is fair, it's unbiased, it's transparent.
Okay, so like, for example, how do they make sure that AI isn't like, favoring certain students or, making those biases worse?
Well, they've been super careful about the data they use to train their AI. They've made sure to collect data from a really diverse group of students with different backgrounds, different learning styles, different abilities.
Well, it's not just like data from students who are already, stars at programming or something.
Exactly. They're making a real effort to make sure the AI is learning from a data set that reflects, the real world.
Mm.
And they're also being super transparent about how the AI works. Students know, this is how the AI is personalizing your experience. This is how it's giving you feedback. And they can even opt out of certain features if they're not comfortable.
Oh, that's good to know. So it sounds like they're really trying to find that balance between, using the power of AI, but also respecting student privacy and, their right to choose.
Exactly. And they're also really emphasizing the role of the teacher. Even with all the AI features, teachers are still very involved.
Okay, good, because I was wondering about that. So teachers are still guiding and mentoring students, even with the AI doing all this cool stuff.
Absolutely. Teachers are still the ones who are, setting the learning goals, providing the context, making sure the AI is being used effectively. And most importantly, they're the ones building those relationships with students, those human connections that are so essential for learning. The AI is there to support all of that, but it can't replace it.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point to make. It's not about replacing teachers with robots. It's about giving teachers the tools they need to be even more effective.
Right. It's about empowering teachers to do what they do best, which is to teach, to inspire, to mentor.
Well said. Okay, so zooming out a little bit here, what do you think, big picture? Does Class 2 code have the potential to really change how we teach software engineering? Or is this just like, a cool experiment that might not go anywhere?
It's hard to predict the future, of course.
Yeah.
But I do think it represents a pretty big shift in how we think about software engineering education. It's moving away from that traditional, lecture-based model and towards something that's much more hands-on, more experiential.
It's that whole learning by doing thing, right?
Exactly. And it's not just about, keeping students engaged, although that's important. It's also about, mirroring what the real world is like. In software development, you're constantly problem solving, you're collaborating, you're learning new things. It's not about memorizing facts. It's about being able to apply your knowledge in real world situations.
Yeah, and I think Class 2 code is also tapping into this, this growing desire for more personalized learning. I mean, students today, they're used to having everything customized to their needs, their music, their news feeds, their entertainment. So why not their education too?
It's true. The one-size-fits-all approach, it just doesn't cut it anymore. Students want flexibility, they want control over their learning, and they want it to be relevant to their goals and interests.
And it's not just about, making students happy. It's about making sure they're actually prepared for the workforce, right? I mean, the skills that companies are looking for, they're changing all the time.
That's right. It's not enough to just teach the technical skills anymore. You need those soft skills, those adaptability skills, that problem-solving mindset. You have to be able to learn new things quickly, be comfortable with uncertainty, and be able to work effectively in teams.
And it sounds like Class 2 code is hitting all those points.
Yeah, I think they're really onto something. It's not just a platform. It's a whole new way of thinking about education.
Yeah.
It's about preparing students not just for their first job, but for a lifetime of learning and growth.
It's giving them the tools they need to navigate a world that's, well, I mean, it's changing faster than ever before, and it's empowering them to be the ones who shape that future, not just react to it.
Well said.
Well, I think that's a great place to wrap up our deep dive. It's been a fascinating conversation, and I think we've all learned a lot about the challenges and the opportunities in software engineering education.
It's a really exciting time to be in this field, that's for sure.
It is. And to all of you listening out there, we want to leave you with one final thought. If you could change one thing about how software engineering is taught, what would it be? What would you add? What would you remove? What would you completely transform? Think about it. Share your ideas with us. Because the future of software engineering education, it's not something that's just happening to us. It's something we're all creating together. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, keep building the future.